Darth Vader. Terrifying, ruthless, and one of the main faces of the Galactic Empire. In Revenge of the Sith, we saw his brutal loss and how he was placed into his new suit not long after. But what happens after this scene right here? What did Vader do right after this moment? And how do we eventually lead into the next time we see him, which was years later? Well, in this video, we're going to reveal everything Vader did right after Revenge of the Sith, but let's just say some of it is pretty insane. So let's get right into it. As Vader was placed into his new suit, he rose from the table that held him, and as we saw, he learned the horrifying truth. The truth that Padme was dead, and according to Palpatine, she died because of him. In his anger, he killed her, and so after hearing this, Vader lashed out in a frenzy. Out of nowhere, he broke away from his cuffs and destroyed every nearby medical droid and equipment around him, all as a result of his pain, anger, and suffering. However, here's what we didn't see on screen. As Vader lashed out, he realized that the entire plan to save her from death failed, and so he blamed one person and one person only for this: Palpatine. So in a sudden act, he clenched his fist and force-choked Palpatine with his bare hands, throwing him against the wall. It was in this small window where Vader believed he could challenge Palpatine's power, but let's just say this was a huge mistake.
You told me you could save her.
In your rage, you chose a different path. Padme is dead, my friend. Even the power of the dark side cannot bring her back. But in her death, she has given you a gift.
Vader stayed silent.
Pain. Now you must choose. Will you accept that gift? Will you use it? Or will you die?
I will live.
Good. And now, where is your lightsaber, Lord Vader? Use its power. Defend yourself.
Lost in the fight with Obi-Wan. He took it.
No. That blade belonged to another. A Jedi. You are a Sith. I realize this has been a traumatic time for you, but if you touch me with the Force again, I will finish what Kenobi could not.
With those words said, Vader was wheezing in pain and agony. He realized how powerful his master was, and most of all, that he was trapped. This was truly the trap of the dark side.
Come with me. I wish to show you something.
Following all this, Palpatine took Vader to a building that overlooked the streets of Coruscant. More importantly though, below them stood what was once a Jedi temple. Now the Empire was hosting a ceremony there and burning thousands of lightsabers that once belonged to the Jedi. This was their way of symbolizing the end of the Jedi era and the start of the Empire. However, even more than that, this was a chance for Palpatine to teach Vader his very first lesson as a Sith.
Do you know why our blades are red, Lord Vader?
No, Master. The Jedi teachings on this subject were incomplete.
The fools hid the knowledge they found uncomfortable. They could not face the darker truths, and they paid the price. A red lightsaber is no different than any other, except it has been made to bleed. The crystal from any Jedi saber will do. As you know, the Kybers are alive in their way. Like any living thing, they can feel pain. Through the dark side, you must pour your pain into the crystal. And when at last the agony becomes more than it can stand, a beautiful crimson will appear, the color of your rage. Do you understand, Lord Vader?
Yes. You could have given me any one of those lightsabers to corrupt, even Yoda's. But you did not. The saber of a Sith is not given. It is taken.
Following their conversation, Palpatine then brought Vader to a far remote planet. At first, Vader was confused as to why Palpatine brought him there, but little did he know this was about to be his first test.
Why have we come here, Master?
I need your help, Lord Vader. I have high hopes for what we might achieve together, but first, you will need your lightsaber. You must seek out a Jedi from whom to take a Kyber crystal. A daunting task indeed, after our success together in eradicating them for the galaxy. However, I have great faith in your resourcefulness and capability. Go on now, my apprentice.
With those words said, Palpatine then left Vader alone on the planet with no weapon or help. However, Vader knew what he had to do. He had to build himself a new saber, one that represented his journey as a Sith. Now, in order to do so, he had to do what his master said, and that was to find a Jedi to kill. By killing a Jedi, he could take their kyber crystal and bleed it to red. That way he'd have his own saber then. Unfortunately though, most Jedi after Order 66 were dead, and those that did survive were forced into hiding. However, that wouldn't stop the Dark Lord, so he did whatever he could to make this happen. In time, he was able to find a nearby ship, but to take it, he had to fight up against multiple shipyard workers that were defending it. So, Vader leaped towards them, all without a weapon. Just by using the Force, he threw metal objects at them, force choked them, and even used their bodies as human shields. Eventually, Vader killed all of them with ease, and took the ship for himself to begin his Jedi hunt. From there, his journey soon led him to an old Jedi outpost called Brightholme. Inside the outpost though, there were clone troopers stationed there, and funny enough, these clones were playing with old Jedi lightsabers, robes, and holocrons just for fun. However, their playtime would eventually come to an end.
We've got incoming.
It was Vader. So, Vader flew right in, but instead of being civil, he shot down any nearby fighter on his way in, leaving no survivors. Then he made his way to the outpost hangar and docked his ship there. At this point, the clones there were terrified, and they even began theorizing that this guy might be a Jedi. You gotta understand, Vader was fresh into his new suit, so nobody really knew of him yet, especially not these clones. So yeah, they were in for a shock. Soon, they all started rushing towards the main door, until Vader broke through it right away.
Take him down!
From there, they started shooting at Vader left and right, blaster fire everywhere. Vader, who was still without a weapon, was using nothing but the Force to redirect the blaster fire and slam troopers against the wall whenever he could. However, that was until he did the unexpected. Out of nowhere, Vader leaped towards them and force pulled one of the nearby lightsabers and ignited it. Now he stood there with the green lightsaber ready to strike.
Okay, that's definitely a Jedi. But Order 66, I thought we killed them all. Say it a little louder, Ding. He might not have heard you.
With that, Vader sliced each and every one of them down, leaving absolutely no survivors. Now, from this point here, Vader could have easily taken this green saber and just bleed it red. However, that wasn't the Sith way. He had to earn this lightsaber from a Jedi, not just finding it on the ground. So, he dropped the green saber and left it behind, continuing on with this mission. From there, he looked into a database of surviving Jedi and did everything he could to find one that was still living. Then he came up with an idea, to find a Jedi that took the Barash vow. Now, the Barash vow was an ancient practice where a Jedi would isolate themselves from the Order and completely disengage themselves from anything related to it. Instead, they dedicate their life to the Force and really just stay in exile the whole time. So, Vader thought that it would be a lot easier to find a Jedi who swore themselves to this vow. Because remember, they can't associate themselves with anything Jedi Order related. So, once Order 66 happened, any Jedi that took this vow would probably do nothing about it and instead just be living in exile somewhere. As a result, Vader found this as a perfect solution for his Jedi hunt, and in time, he was in luck. After searching through these Jedi records, he found a Jedi Master named Kirak Infil'a. Infil'a, though, was a bit different than most Jedi. Yes, he took the vow, but instead of being a negotiator or a scholar, Infil'a was more of a warrior than anything. Back when he was a part of the Jedi Order, his main focus was combat, so he was pretty skilled. Now, this would be a big test for Vader, but he was ready. So he left at once and went to go hunt Infil'a. Eventually, Vader's journey led him to the river moon of Alderaan, the planet where Infil'a was located. As he arrived though, Infil'a sensed his darkness right away. So he looked over on the cliff he was at and found Vader standing before him.
You stink of darkness. Was it you?
As he said this, Vader then tried to force choke Infil'a from far away, and although it worked for a brief second, Infil'a was too strong. So he force pushed Vader back and taunted him as he stood above him.
You will not defeat me. That way, creature. You will not defeat me at all. Your use of the dark side confirms my suspicions. But let me ask again. Not long ago, through the Force, I felt the death of almost every Jedi. That darkness resonates within you. Did you do it? Did you kill them?
Yes.
Are you here to kill me as well?
Yes.
As I hoped. This mountain is called Passvaal. It is a sacred place, designed to test all Jedi who come here.
The higher you go, the more demanding the challenges become. I will await you at the summit, beast, on the highest ground. Come, seek me out.
With those words said, Vader did just that. He went for Infil'a. As he did though, he quickly realized that Infil'a was right. Getting up to the top of the mountain wasn't easy, and Vader was faced with challenges left and right, even having to fight against multiple beasts and Infila''s own guards. Luckily though, Vader was able to overcome these challenges, and he even took the vibrostaff weapon from one of the guards after defeating him. Now, Vader was ready to fight Infil'a, and although he was heavily injured and his armor was torn up a bit, that wasn't going to stop him. He was now at the top of the mountain and was ready for his first Jedi kill.
I know what you want. I know why you're here. It's not just to kill me. You came here to get something. I can sense it. You want my lightsaber.
With that, Vader and Infil'a began to clash, but crazy enough, Vader stood no chance. As the two fought, Infil'a defeated him within just seconds, bringing him to his knees. Now, Vader was on the ground, wheezing for every breath.
Once you are dead, I will seek out your master and destroy him as well. And then I will restore the light of the Jedi to the galaxy. Think on that, monster.
With that, Infil'a force pushed Vader off the cliff, and Vader fell all the way down, with every part of him even more injured than before. His armor was destroyed, his leg was broken, he was defeated. However, he refused to go down without a fight. He was after this kyber crystal, and nothing was going to stop him. So, Vader picked himself up, and luckily for him, he found one of Infila''s nearby broken droids on the ground. Using the droid's remains, he then took some of the parts and was able to rebuild himself. Meanwhile, as this was happening, Infil'a had left the scene and went to a nearby city on the planet called Amedda City. It was there where he met with a local family that he was friends with. He told the family of what just happened and how a Sith came after him, but luckily he was able to kill him. However, as he was speaking to the family, he felt a disturbance. Vader was alive and he was coming for him. So, Infil'a quickly rushed out and found Vader standing on the bridge above him.
You.
The family there looked terrified, and so they asked Infil'a if that was the Sith he was talking about. However, Infil'a told him to stand back, as he knew what he had to do. He had to confront Vader once more.
I'm going to end this.
So, Infil'a leaped up to the bridge, and now he and Vader fought once again. Just like last time though, Infil'a was able to overpower Vader again and knock him to the ground. That was until the unexpected happened. As Vader laid there on the floor injured, a bunch of the local city guards came to stop the fight.
Those were warning shots, both of you. Cease immediately. This is critical city infrastructure. If you do not comply, we will be forced to...
Out of nowhere, Vader force choked the guards and dangled them over the bridge.
No, don't!
Vader knew how saving others was crucial for a Jedi, so he knew just how to trick him. As he dangled them over the edge though, Infil'a tried doing whatever he could to save the guards.
No! Do not fear, friends. I have you!
Luckily for him, he was able to gently land the guards to the ground unharmed. Infil'a really did it.
You are a monster.
Yes, I am.
Using all his strength, Vader then used the Force once more, but this time to destroy the nearby river dam under them. Vader wasn't just going for the guards this time, he was going for the entire city.
What are you doing? You can't do this! I won't let you!
The water kept spreading more and more.
This is about the Jedi and Sith! These people have nothing to do with our fight! It isn't about them!
You are a fool.
Vader then force pulled Infila''s lightsaber to his hands.
Of course it's about them.
No! Please! Kill me! But let them live.
Choking Infil'a, Vader then dangled him over the edge now as well.
No!
Using the Force, Vader then cracked his neck and threw his body over the bridge. With that, Infil'a was dead and the entire city was soon destroyed and washed away. Vader had really done it. He killed his first Jedi and successfully obtained his kyber crystal. However, the job wasn't finished yet. Following his victory, it was now time for Vader to bleed his new crystal to the color red. So, as he was on his ship departing, he listened to a pre-recorded message by Palpatine of where to go next.
Lord Vader, if you are seeing this message, then your quest nears its end. The droid was instructed to take control of the ship once you obtained a Jedi lightsaber. By me.
With these words said, Palpatine was having the droid on the ship take Vader to a planet that was way too familiar to him, Mustafar. Palpatine explained in the message that beneath the surface on Mustafar was a dark side locus. That's where Vader had to go to bleed his crystal, as it would help reclaim himself. This planet was where he experienced his greatest defeat, but this time he shall rise strong and unbroken. So, Palpatine told Vader to go where the dark side called to him, that way he could finally bleed his crystal. Vader did just that, and eventually he found a cave that pulled to him. In the cave, he then disassembled Infil'a's lightsaber hilt and removed the green kyber crystal out. From there, Vader started concentrating in the Force to bleed the crystal, but then something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, he was pushed backwards, and when he got up, his eyes were no longer Sith yellow, but instead his natural blue color, just like how Anakin's were.
What have I done?
After this, Vader then picked himself up, reassembled the saber with the green crystal, and returned to Palpatine's office.
My apprentice, you have returned. Were you successful in your quest?
I was.
Show me. I would like to see your blade.
Out of nowhere, Vader ignited Infil'a's green lightsaber. It wasn't red like how it was supposed to be, since Vader never bled it. Instead, it was green, and so Palpatine realized that Vader made his decision.
So you have made your decision.
I have.
Out of nowhere, Palpatine then leaped towards Vader, and the two began to clash.
So be it, my friend. You have chosen weakness. So be it. Such a waste.
Yes.
With that hesitation, Vader then slashed Palpatine's face with his saber and brought him to the ground. With that, Palpatine was dead, as Vader had killed him.
I agree.
However, Vader had no idea what would happen next. As Vader walked out of the office, he then saw a lush green planet, and sitting there was Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
As Vader said his name, he then did something unexpected. He removed his helmet and then kneeled before his old friend.
Please.
Obi-Wan then lifted his arms, about to strike Vader down, but then he paused.
Anakin.
As Obi-Wan said his name, Vader then snapped back to reality with his eyes turning Sith yellow once more. With that, he returned to the present, realizing this was all just a vision. Everything. Killing Palpatine, seeing Obi-Wan, it was all a dream, and just the light side pulling to him.
No, I refuse.
Vader placed his hand on the crystal, using all his strength.
This is all there is.
From there, Vader poured all his dark side energy into it, and out of nowhere, he started seeing flashbacks. Mustafar, carrying his dead mother, Padme, Palpatine.
Construction continues apace, Your Excellency. I believe we will meet or surpass all targets.
And the weapon, Tarkin, does that move forward on schedule as well?
The latest reports are promising, Master Amedda. I believe that... What?
Out of nowhere, Vader stormed into Palpatine's office once more, but this time it wasn't a vision.
Both of you, leave.
But Emperor, your safety.
I am perfectly safe, Tarkin. Leave me. Apprentice.
Master.